Hello, my dear students. Welcome once again to Zenith Academy Online. My name is Fatima Bora, and today we are going to study CBSE Class 12 poem An Elementary School in a Slum by Stephen Spender. Stephen Spender did not complete his Oxford degree and he moved to Berlin in 1930. Later, he took interest in politics and declared himself to be a socialist and pacifist. Some other books by this poet are Dedication, The Edge of Being, The Creative Element, Struggle of the Modern, and an autobiography, The World Within World. Let's see something about the poem. The poem Elementary School in a Slum. Here, the poet has concentrated on the themes of social injustice and class inequalities that are prevalent in the society. Let's move to the detailed explanation of this poem. Stanza 1 says, Far, far from the gusty waves, these children's faces, like rootless weeds, their hair torn round their pallor. Now, what does the poet say over here? That gusty children are meant to be strong, energetic, enthusiastic, full of life. But these children of a slum are far, far away from being gusty, and their faces are not looking so energetic and full of life. So how does they look? They look like rootless weeds. ऐसे weeds, ऐसे छोटे छोटे plants जिन्हें खींचकर निकाल दिया हो, जिनमें कोई life ही नहीं है. They do not have life. They do not have that glow on their face. Their hair torn round their pallor. Pallor is not fully grown. Not fully grown. This pallor is used, one word used to explain or identify the entire body of that particular child. Means hair are also torn around the pallor, and they seem like rootless weeds, lifeless object. So here this rootless weeds, this word says lifeless object. This means over here lifeless objects. The tall girl with her weighed down head. Now weighed down head means that uh, her head might be down because she is low of energy, or she is feeling sleepy. So that tall girl's head was weighed down. This is the description which shows that how that child was looking or how their condition is. The paper seeming boy. What this means, the paper seeming boy means his body was as thin as paper. पेपर जितनी पतली उसकी बॉडी थी बिकॉज ऑफ malnutrition and lack of food. With rat's eyes, here rat's eyes is used to symbolize the eyes or explain the eyes of boys, such that he rat's eyes जो हमेशा कोई खाना ढूंढती है यहाँ वहाँ. So such was that boy's eyes searching for food or searching for a good life. The stunted, unlucky hair. Stunted is something that is not fully grown, which has a pale appearance. So stunted is the one which is not grown. Stunted, unlucky hair of twisted bones. Hair is the something that we get from our father, parent, or mother. Father or mother means of a parent, something that is hereditary. So the stunted little boy who had received that life or that kind of structure as a heirloom, as a hereditary thing of twisted bones. So twisted bones is a disease. Gnarled is a disease of twisted bones. Gnarled means twisted. And gnarled diseases, here they are talking about the disease rickets, in which is caused due to the deficiency of vitamin D in the body, which causes twisted bones. Gnarled is twisted. So that disease that boy has received as a hair, because he was the heir of his father, he had received it from his father. His lesson from his desk at back of the dim class. Now there was an unnoticed sweet young boy, looking very dim, very pale. He was seated at the back of this class, and from his desk he was taking this lesson. His eyes live in a dream. There were so many dreams in his eyes, and his eyes saw a dream of a different life, of squirrels game in a tree room other than this. Now, ट्री रूम, ट्री के अंदर जो होल बना के स्क्विरल्स रहती है, that place is so congested, so claustrophobic. So such was their classroom and such were their houses. So they lived in a squirrel in a tree room, but they were not living a life of a squirrel that was free to move around, to learn, to explore. They were bound to stay in that particular area of that small classroom and study over there and see life and dreams over there itself. Moving ahead, on sour cream walls, donations, Shakespeare's head, cloudless at dawn, civilized civilized dome riding all cities. Now this stanza 2 describes how the classroom was. The classroom wall was sour cream color, means that might have happened due to the pale color or discoloration of the walls that happens over a long period of time when the paint is not done and when the paint is not fresh. It becomes pale with also some kind of fungal growth, so that gives a sour odor in that particular house or wall. Donations is whatever there was, that all they received was in donation. There was Shakespeare head. Here the figure of speech synadoc is used. In this particular line, this figure of speech is synadoc because Shakespeare's head is a part of body used to describe the person Shakespeare. Means there Shakespeare's head means Shakespeare's photo was hanging on that wall of the classroom. Cloudless at dawn, civilized dome, riding all cities. Now, what does this civilized dome mean over here? Civilized dome is that whatever civilizations, whatever great civilizations happened in the history, all these paintings, all these scripts were hanging in the classroom wall and the dome, which were cloudless at dawn. Belled flower, Tyrolese valley. Now, Tyrolese Valley is a Australian alpine province which is very beautiful. So, in this wall, in this small congested classroom, there are beautiful pictures of the best things in the world, just to show the kids the outer world, how beautiful it is, but their own world, it is in a very bad condition. So Belled, Flowery, Tyrolese Valley, all these beautiful pictures are hanged inside the classroom wall. Open-handed map, awarding the world its world. Now the statement is very interesting and very, self-explanatory. That there is an open-handed map hanged inside the classroom. From that map, the kids can see the entire world. But can they actually go out and see the entire world? No, because they do not have all such facilities to travel and see and explore the world. But they are having a map which is awarding this world the entire outside world. This world means the world of these children from this slum area. They are being awarded the entire world which is outside this classroom only through a small map. And yet, for these children, which children? These children who are there in the small slum area classroom, these windows and not this map, their world, where all their futures painted with a fog. Now, for these children, what is their world? Their world is a small window. They are not getting that kind of exposure which they should. And outside the window, what are they seeing? They are seeing their future. Their entire future is painted with fog. Fog that might be emitted through the industries or factories in their slum area. So, and only a narrow street sealed in a lead sky. Lead sky means the sky is also grayish in color because of this smoke and fog. They cannot see a clear, bright, sunny sky. So how is their future? Their future is painted with fog in a narrow street that is sealed, that is closed with a lead sky. Means they are not getting that kind of exposure they need. They are not getting an open sky like other children get. They are not fortunate enough to live such life. So far, far from the rivers, caves and stars of worlds. So what normally we open our eyes, we look up to the sky, we see the blue sky. At night we see stars. So these children cannot see that because their vision or their horizon is sealed. They just can see a narrow street and they can just see that sky which is all sealed with smoke and fog. And therefore, this map is the only way to see the world. Next stanza, the poet says, surely Shakespeare is wicked, and the map is a bad example, with ships and sun and love tempting them to steal, for lives that slyly turn in their cramped holes. From fog to endless night, on their slag heap these children. What does this mean? This mean is the sentence means that for them Shakespeare, whom we know as the best author and writer in the history, for them Shakespeare is such a bad example. Why? Because they cannot see what the Shakespeare has actually written in his books. They cannot actually go out and explore that kind of literature. Whatever they are seeing is just the environment around them. The map is a very bad example because the map shows them the best things the world has to offer, the best heritage sites, the best beautiful places, the best history. But can these children move out of their tiny classrooms and see this world? No. Therefore, map is a bad example for them. With ships and sun and love tempting them to steal, with all this knowledge that they are getting from this book or the pictures, they get tempted to steal everything because they are not going to get all this very easily. For lives that slyly means cunningly turn in their cramped holes. Their lives, उनकी जिंदगी कैसी है? क्रैम्प्ड होल्स में वो रहते हैं, छोटे छोटे घर में रहते हैं, छोटे छोटे क्लासरूम में पढ़ रहे हैं, 20-25 बच्चे एक छोटे क्लासरूम में, बहुत सारे लोग एक छोटे से घर में रहते हैं. They live together in a small cramped holes like rats, and rats live in a burrow or a hole. So their lives, what no matter whatever bookish knowledge or whatever maps they follow, but their life is going to be in such a cramped hole. From fog to endless night. While night is endless over here because of this lead sealed sky or this storm sealed sky, they cannot see the bright sunlight entering in their lives. That is why the night for them is endless. On their slag heap, these children means these children they live on a slag of slag of heaps where skins peep through their bones and spectacle of steel. Now, wherever we see there is a heap of garbage, so these children they are meant to live in such an area where there is heap of slag, unwanted thing, rubbish things, and their skin is such as we can see in this picture. See, we can count the ribs of each and every children, and this is just not a picture. This is the reality of children there who live in slum area. They are malnourished. They are nutrition deficit. So their bones can be counted. Their bones peep through their skin. And they wear spectacle of steel. Now, what does this mean? That their spectacle, they do not have money to buy a new one. So they pick up from garbage. Spectacles which are mended with glass like bottle bits on stone. Now such spectacle, see now this sentence has two meaning. First is the literal meaning that there is a broken spectacle which is mended with the glass of which is tied and worn to have a good vision. And such is their life also, that their life is mended They are just trying to have a good life. Like bottle bits on stones. जब हम bottle को stone पे तोड़ते हैं, that glass bottle whenever joined cannot be joined completely. It will always have that crack, that breaking, the marks of that bottle have broken, that can be seen. So such is their life, such is their body. We can see through what has happened. Such are the marks on their face and on their body. So all of their time and space are foggy slum. So whenever they open their eyes, their time and space, everything is just devoted completely to that foggy slum. So blot their maps with slum as a big doom. So doom is a place which is not desirable. A bad place means we do not desire for such kind of place. So इनकी जो life है वो कैसी है? स्लम एरिया में ऐसी अनडिजायरेबल लाइफ है. सो तो पोएट यहाँ पे क्या बोल रहे हैं कि जो मैप्स हैं उनकी क्लासरूम में, वर्ल्ड मैप्स, वी हैव टू रिमूव दोस. उनको हटाकर उनके मैप्स को कहाँ कैसे प्लॉट करना चाहिए, कैसी मार्किंग करनी चाहिए मैप्स पे? स्लम एरियाज की. Because that is where they belong to, and that is their life, that is going to be their life unless and until there is a change. Now in the last and the fourth para, the poet is calling for help. The poet is requesting people, like unless governor, inspector, visitor. Now we saw that what in the stanza 3 the poet says that their life is going to be such undesirable unless some officials from governor, inspector, visitor, some people from NGO, they come, and then this map becomes their window, and these windows which are now shut like catacombs, that shut upon their lives like catacombs, break, oh break, open until they break the town. Now, break, oh break, this poet is calling out to people, calling out all the high officials who can actually bring a revolution, who can actually bring a change in the lives of this slum children. So here the poet is saying that please come, come all the officials, come all the people who have power in their hands. He is calling them that come and change the map of these children. Make this window, broaden this window of their life. And this catacombs is jo jagah, the underground gallery which is एक्सकवेशन होने के बाद जो टूम्स बनाए गए हैं हिस्टोरिकल, जो अभी बंद है, साइट्स, excavation sites. Now, right now, the slum areas have become catacombs, excavation sites, which are now sealed. Nobody is entering their lives, nobody is seeing, nobody is peeping inside. So, this poet is calling all these officials that come and shut upon these lives like catacomb. इनकी जो life अभी चल रही है उसे catacomb की तरह बंद कर दीजिए. And break, oh break, open them and explore and give them new life, give them new opportunities, and show the children to green fields and make their world. Run azure on gold sands and let their tongues run naked into books and the white and green leaves upon. History theirs, whose language is the sun. Azure is bright blue. Here, azure is the word used for the bright blue sky. So what the poet is saying that come, oh officials, come and open this shut this catacomb of this slum life and show them, break open and widen the windows for this slum kids so that they can come out, explore and see the green fields and make their world, make their own world with their own hands, and run on the golden sand, that is the land under the azure, that is the blue sky, and their tongues run naked into books. Now here tongue runs naked. Tongues are personified, given the human quality of running naked. Running naked means they can explore all the literature, explore all the books, they can read everything. So they learn new languages, they read and they study. Books, the white and green leaves open, means they are open, they are given opportunities. History theirs, whose language is the sun. Now, why is this statement used over here? Sun is never going to be, disappear. It's never going to disappear. It is there with us since a long era. So those people, these kids are going to make history if they learn new languages and they live under the sun, as we uh, fortunate people or we privileged people are. So even they should be privileged and fortunate enough to make their own history. I hope this is clear, and when if you have any doubts, please reach out to us in the comment section. Also, for detailed study, you can refer to Oswal Gurukul CBSE question bank, which has many MCQs to offer detailed study of chapters and poems, and it is based on the new kind of papers set by the NCRT and CBSE boards. So please go ahead and study. This is the best book to self-study. Purchase this book for getting the very good results. Also, in case of any doubts, please drop us your doubts and questions in the comment section. We are always just a comment away to help you. Stay tuned to Zenith Academy Online.